about 2 days ago, I had a dream that I was driving a very icy road. And I talked to Samia because I've been having those dreams. So before I get into that story, we have a lot of stories to tell today. I want to introduce her. Well, I'm going to have you introduce yourself because I don't want to do you injustice, okay? Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, tell us about your background, and don't tell us other than that because we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the book and we're going to get to the journey, but just about who you are and, like I said, your background, your name, background, where you're from, okay?
Okay, sure. My name is Samia Zumout. It's an Arabic name, which gives a little bit that I'm from Middle Eastern background. I was born and raised in the country of Jordan, which is in the Middle East, where our Lord Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River. And my family immigrated to the United States, specifically to California, when I was 13 years old. And that was back in the 80s, so that's going to give you my age. In 1983, we immigrated the whole family together. I lived in California. Most of the time I was in California, except for 1 year when I went to study in France in college. But mostly I went to school. I went to high school in California, in Sacramento, California. And then I went to study at the University of California, Davis, to do my bachelor degree. And then after that, I went to law school at the University of San Francisco. So I lived in San Francisco also for 3 years. Went back to California to work for 8 years, and now I'm doing missionary work here in Twin Falls, Idaho, actually.
Wonderful.
Did you work in a law firm, by the way? Was it?
I worked actually for a corporation as an attorney. And so it's kind of like a in-house counsel position, but it really wasn't the title, but that's what I did. I did the internal affairs, legal affairs of the corporation.
Okay.
Government contracts.
Wow, you actually worked at the job. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I did, yeah.
Wow. Before we go on, could you introduce your...
Yes, please, introduce yourself.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Andrea Perez, and I'm from Twin Falls, and that's where I met Samia, because of her book, actually.
And Andrea is also a graduate of Idaho State University here in Pocatello.
Graduated in 2005.
All right.
Degree in Business Administration, right? What's your emphasis in?
Finance.
Finance.
Well, welcome. Welcome.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes. And she's got a sister that also graduated from Idaho State University in chemistry.
Chemistry. She's in Iowa now.
Wow.
So
Neat.
we got some great Latina women, you know, in Idaho.
Yes.
Just really doing some great and wonderful things. But I'm very grateful, again, to have you here because I think that a lot of people want to hear your message. And for those who are out there, this is a book that we've always, I think everyone thinks about writing their story. It's a personal book about you. And I know that everybody in their life, at least I've thought, gee, I could really write my story. But a lot of us think, you know, I don't want to drag the skeletons out of the closet, so to speak, or because we all have so many challenges that we face in life and so many barriers that we overcome. And I know when you were writing the book, you mentioned that you thought, what are my relatives going to think? Because you reveal secrets in here that by revealing them, they've helped you heal. And also, I believe you hope that through your story, others would be healed as well.
Exactly.
And so thank you for your courage to write that, because a lot of us aren't courageous enough to actually write down what our life journey has been and what we've faced and how we've overcome those challenges. But the book is called The Bridge Between the East and the West, and it's a beautiful book. It's got our Holy Mother on the cover, and I'll let you explain why later on. But I'm going to tell a little bit about what I got out of the book. I'm not done with the book because I, like other books like this, I like to go back and reread because it's not like a novel that you read and it's for entertainment. It's more of everybody's going to get something different when they read this. I believe everyone gets something different from it. It's not the same message for everyone because we've all had different experiences, and so you capture things differently because it's just one of those very special books. One of the things that I got, Samia, is that as a Latina, as a woman, you have the bridge between the East and the West, that the Hispanic culture, Latino culture, is very much like your culture.
Right.
And one of the things that you wrote, I took some, as I'm reading it, I take notes, and I don't normally do that, but with these type of books, I do, because they change my life. This is a type of book that you keep in your library, because you want to go back and read it again in the times that you find difficult to overcome, and it's one of those books that helps you get through. But one of the things that you talk about is that, like the Hispanic culture, our families are very united, and sometimes the richness of our cultures and that family bond can also be an obstacle and a bondage. And I could really relate to that, because growing up, my mother would always tell me, you need to act this way, what will people say? Young ladies should